Okay, listen. So today I'm going to be covering the top 5 things that you need to know about college football Ultimate Team. They definitely fumbled by not calling it NCAA Ultimate Team, because then we could be busting these nut packs all over the goddamn place. Literally just fucking busting nut packs right on your screen. But listen, okay, I need to preface this. I have typically not fucked with Ultimate Team at all. I think it ruined a lot of things about Madden and other sports games, but I'm proceeding forward completely unbiased, and I'm not going to attach my opinion to anything in the past and how Ultimate Team has fucked stuff up there, right? I'm going to have a completely unbiased opinion and base what I'm reading and seeing here upon the merits of what it is, right? I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, because from what we've seen from this development team, it seems like they're very passionate and actually care about making this game good. So, we're going to just actually try to remain as positive as possible until they prove that they're going to ruin the college football 25 experience with microtransactions and other bullshit. So, all right, let's get started. Okay, so for number 1, it's going to be that in college football Ultimate Team, there's going to be active, current college football players, there's going to be retired NFL players, and current NFL players. So why this is important is the NFLPA, right? The NFL Players Association still governs those players' rights. You get what I'm saying? They still have NIL rights, even if you're in the NFL, even if you've retired. You still have rights to your name, image, and likeness. So it's done a little differently because they're unionized in that way, but this is still something that the college football team needed to go out and get done actively, right? This was not just a guarantee. This is something that they needed to get done. They needed to nail this deal down, and it wasn't always a guarantee that they'd be able to get all these players into the game. Like I said, it's the current college football players, the current NFL players, and retired NFL players. And the way that all these different players need compensated and the way you go about getting their rights in order to put them in the game is very different. So the fact that they were able to go out and get this actually done for the the first iteration of college football video game again, it's a huge W, honestly. And this is something that actually is like getting me excited for the game, because me, I'm a Steelers fan, I'm a Pitt fan. I just kind of want to put every single Pitt, and if you played for Pitt or if you played for the Steelers, I'm just gonna put you all on my team. It's that simple. It's that simple. At least in something like Ultimate Team, where I think it's got like a very these fantasy undertones where you just kind of put together a team in any way that you want, right? You don't really have any there's no bounds, right? If you can acquire the player, you can put them on the team. So that's the way I'll be doing it. But this is very exciting news, because now the vastness of the amount of players that they're able to put into this game is absolutely absurd. Like I said, because it's the current players playing in college football, current NFL players, and the retired NFL players. This is just going to be an insane catalog of players if they implement this right, and I'm very excited to see where they go with this. All right, guys, so for number 2, it's going to be that team chemistry matters. So if you're unfamiliar with team chemistries and how they work in previous iterations of Ultimate Team, I'm just going to read to you what they put out for us in the Ultimate Team deep dive. So for team chemistries, chemistry is an important part of team building and often what makes a good team great. In college football Ultimate Team, you reach higher chemistry tiers by putting players in your lineup with matching chemistries to boost your players' attributes. Scheme and team chemistries will play a role in building your team. With 134 team chemistries and 19 total offensive and defensive scheme chemistries, College Football Ultimate Team offers depth and creativity, offering so many options to build your team. So that's a ton, right? 134 team chemistries. There's 134 teams in the game. Every single team has its own team chemistry. But remember, players are going to have more than just a single chemistry, because they obviously will have one for offense or defense, depending on what side of the ball they play, of course, and the scheme that they're a part of. So every single scheme that we have in the game, there's 19 total between offense and defense, is going to be represented by a scheme as well. So there's going to be a lot of different chemistries here, and you're going to be able to stack these boosts depending on how many players are going to be fitting into those different chemistries, right? So these are just different ways to boost your players' attributes and make them better. And it's not going to be anything like game breaking or anything crazy, but we'll see as we get into this a little bit further. It's just going to be a nice way to, like I said, have a slight boost to your players. Okay, so when you're building a team, you're building towards a specific play style that represents you best on the field. In College Football Ultimate Team, you'll want a playbook that complements the type of players you have in your lineup. Some teams like to pound the rock, others like to air it out. Find the players that suit your style and make the playbook you're calling plays from shine. All player items and playbooks will be associated with one of the following schemes and count towards your scheme chem. As you reach scheme chem requirements by having them in your lineup, players of matching chems will gain attribute boosts. So this is just going a little more into detail, explaining how these boosts are going to be allocated. So next we have a look at the actual schemes here. So like I said, there's 19 total. You have 10 for offense. We have veer and shoot, power spread, multiple, spread, pistol, spread option, air raid, run and shoot, pro style, and option. And every single playbook is going to fall into one of these schemes as well. So I'm assuming whenever we are looking through different playbooks, if you're choosing playbooks for your dynasty, you're going to be able to filter by the different schemes. That was just a brief aside, because dynasty is always on my mind. I swear it is. But defensive schemes will have 3-4, 3-4 multiple, 4-3, 4-3 multiple. You're gonna have multiple D. You're gonna have 4-2-5, 3-2-6. I can't believe they have that one as a base scheme. 3-3-5 tight and 3-3-5. All right, guys. Now we're getting the opportunity to see a graphic here, and this is showing us the UTSA team chemistry, right? So you have Robert Henry at running back. You have Owen McCown at quarterback, and at receiver you got DeCorian Clark. And it says they're at 8 out of 50, so presumably between offense and special teams, there's going to be 5 others to get them up to 8. And that allows them to reach tier 1. And with tier 1, all the players are getting +1 strength. And keep in mind, that's all the UTSA players, right? It's not going to be a team-wide boost, just the players that are actually a part of that chemistry. So they haven't reached it yet, but you can see once they reach tier 2, you're going to get +1 jump for all those players. Tier 3, +1 agility, and then tier 4, I guess they're not telling us yet, but we know that it requires 20 components, 20 different players that are going to be a part of that squad. So that's just a nice little look at how it's actually going to be, practically speaking. And then finally, it's going to end with showing us that any player can have a team chemistry for any team. You just have to have it unlocked, and I don't think they told us exactly how to do that yet, but that I thought that was a little strange. I didn't think that was necessary. Like, there's gonna be so many players, you would think, right, with the massive amount of current players, and then having the option to also have current NFL players and retired players, you would think that you would just have these huge banks of players for every single team, that it wouldn't be necessary to be able to assign whatever team chemistry you wanted to a player. But I'm yapping a little bit about that. I just thought it was strange. And just real quick, my boy Junior Vanderdoss the third here, bro's athletic IRL, bro. He's really athletic, good route runner too, and just a very dynamic returner. But they got my man with, does it show speed there? I don't think it does. 78 agility though. Man, bro, they're doing him dirty. I know it's a green, right? It's a, what is that, uncommon, but that's just a little tough. That's just a little tough for real. All right, guys. So number 3 is going to be that there are 5 player rarities to start, right? So there's going to be common, which are gray. There's going to be uncommon, which is green, rare, which is blue, epic, which is purple, and legendary, which is gold. And basically how Ultimate Team usually works is, at the beginning of the game's life cycle, players aren't going to be great. All right. They're not going to be a ton of great players in the game, probably 0 that are 90 overall or above, right? Those are going to be very rare. Players even in the mid 80s, that's going to be rare. That's going to be a very high overall for the beginning of the life cycle. So over time, what do they need to do? Start dropping progressively slightly better and slightly better and slightly better players, right? Maybe in a couple weeks time after the game releases, they'll start have an event where you can go earn 87 overall player, an 88 overall player. And like I said, slowly over time, those players are going to get better and better that they're dropping. So what happens if the current best players that are even planned out go up to a 99 overall? Those are the legendaries, right? But they want to keep dropping better and better cards to have you keep grinding, right? Give you something to work towards. Who's to say they won't drop or create a new rarity? How about one that's called Mythic and it's red? And that's even better than the legendary players, right? Say the legendary players only go up to a 99 overall. What if Mythic is 100 up to 105, 100 up to 107, something like that? So just this idea of rarities, it's just important for us to know that, you know, progressively players are going to get better and better and better that are being added to this game mode. So don't think just, you know, if you start playing this, you know, week 1 of the game and you're like, shit, why can't I unlock any 90 overall players, or, you know, even higher than that? Like I said, it's going to take time, and it's going to, like I said, it gives you something to grind for, right? It gives you a reason to keep coming back and playing the game mode so you can keep unlocking better and better players, because progressively, that's exactly what's going to be added into the game from them. All right, so number 4 is going to be you can customize your players' abilities. So I'm just going to read to you really quickly what CFB25 put out in the Ultimate Team deep dive regarding abilities. So, as highlighted in the previous gameplay deep dive, we have a ton of abilities in College Football 25. In College Football Ultimate Team, you have the choice to unlock and equip multiple abilities to a player. Abilities can be turned active in your lineup by allotting the required AP amount. AP is going to be your ability points. Lineups cannot exceed the AP point limit. Abilities play a role in team building. So when viewing a player item, head to the Upgrades tab. Here you can spend training that unlocks ability buckets. These buckets house the different abilities that the player items can equip. We'll have different buckets dedicated to mental and physical abilities. Once the buckets are unlocked, you can exchange training for an ability of your choice. If you end up changing your mind about which ability to activate, you can refund the training cost of those upgrades or unlocks. So then we're given a graphic here. It's Michael Penix Jr., of course, and this is just kind of try to make things make a little more sense. They kind of gave us a bunch of mumbo jumbo there. So as we can see, there's 9 different abilities here for him to choose, and it looks like it cost 1 AP in order for them to equip this one. This is pull down bronze, right? Slightly improved ability to not fumble when standing in the pocket. So what we also know now is, we're assuming anyway, that the abilities are going to work the same way in Ultimate Team as they do in Dynasty, in the sense that you can upgrade those abilities, right? The abilities are tiered. You start at bronze, then you go to silver, gold, and platinum. So we're assuming it's going to be the same way in Ultimate Team. It's obviously a lot different in Ultimate Team as opposed to Dynasty. Like, shit, keep that out of Dynasty forever, right? I don't want that shit going anywhere near Dynasty in terms of being able to choose what abilities. I never want that if I'm doing a realistic game mode, trying to pursue that realistic experience in something like Dynasty. This is the perfect playground in order to do, like I said, this fantasy type game mode where you can, you're quite literally customizing the player and creating them into whatever you want them to be, especially whenever you're utilizing these abilities, which are probably going to be pretty damn strong. So it's nice to get a little physical representation of how that's going to look. And as we can see, there's only 9 abilities here, but look on the side right to the left of those 9 abilities in the middle there. That's a scroll bar. There's going to be a lot of abilities. This man has access to a lot of different abilities. So it's nice to get our eyes on this and to see just how deep this is going to be. But the fact that you get to pick and choose what abilities you want for those players, like, yeah, you might have to grind and you might have to, unlock different currencies in order to actually unlock these different abilities. But the customization of your players is going to be very, very vast. Okay, so for number 5, it's going to be that programs will be how you acquire some of the best players. Okay, so the way that they explain it in the deep dive is that throughout the year, we will have new and exciting live content updates for you to engage with. Be on the lookout for new challenges, players, game modes, rewards, and store offers. These are just a few of the programs we'll be playing at launch. So they're about to show us all the different things that you're going to be able to go do. Romeo, fucking chill, goddamn. But my bad, my cat's tripping. But listen. So some of the events that are going to be active, we've got the Ultimate Alumni. So Ultimate Alumni are returning to their stomping grounds in Season 1 of the College Football Ultimate Team. Here, the top players from previous college entries will make an appearance and give opposing fans headaches once again. Play through challenges to relive some of the brightest moments on the field. Complete sets and open packs for these stars to improve your squad. While we're at it, let's reveal the Ultimate Alumni player items that you can choose from as part of the Last Chance pre-order offer. Alright, so let's just quickly go through some of those Ultimate Alumni players here real quick. So first of all, we got Brock Bowers. That's dope, of course. How can you not like Brock Bowers unless you just hate on Georgia. I guess there are a lot of Georgia haters, but anyway, yep. For some reason, his chemistry is air raid. Georgia makes sense, of course, but air raid, that seems a little interesting for Georgia. Next, we have Blake Corum, power back. Multiple offense, I guess it seems like it makes sense. And then Michigan running back, of course. And then we have Cooper DeJean. Love me some Cooper DeJean, zone archetype. And he is a 3.35 tight, it looks like, for the chemistry, which is not what Iowa ran last year, but that's interesting. Then, yeah, see, some of these chemistries are very strange, like option option chemistry for Michael Penix here. Very, very strange chemistries. I wonder if those are able to be changed, or yeah, I wonder why that's like that. Then multiple D chemistry for Jared Verse here. Adonai Mitchell, Viren Shoot, Texas. Then we have JC Latham. Yeah, pistol. I don't understand why they have the pistol archetype here, but maybe they're just trying to diversify the different chemistries these guys belong to. And then we have, nice to see Arizona represented. Let's go. Spread archetype. That one makes sense for them. Arizona, of course. And then I think this is the final one. We have Peyton Wilson, a Steeler now. And multiple D. They actually run a 3.35 this past year, I believe. But, yeah, I believe that's all of it. All the players for the Ultimate Alumni. Oh, shit. Nope, I forgot one. We have Quinion Mitchell. 3.26. I love the 3.26 as a base now. That just seems so crazy. Imagine going up against like Michigan running a 3.26. That's just wild. And that's the final one. All right, guys, the next event or program, as they like to call it, is going to be Conference Stories of the Week. Leading up to the season, we'll be highlighting incredible stories and the players who were part of them. New challenges, players, and sets will become available. Be on the lookout for your favorite conference and check out the challenges to relive some of the classic moments from each. So this is kind of interesting, just like in terms of conceptually. I wonder what they're going to be doing. So they're doing this prior to the season releasing, so it's not like it's Conference Player of the Week. They're just telling different stories, so it's gonna be kind of cool. I like learning about the actual players and the come up and shit. Like Ashton Jeanty, like played overseas or something. Like I just love hearing the different stories and the backgrounds of the players. So I think that's pretty cool conceptually. And they give us an example here. It is Jonathan Jefferson, which is a Georgia transfer, right? That's a Georgia transfer. Plays for SMU now. And I wonder why they chose him for this. I don't know anything about his backstory that's like incredibly interesting. I think he was just like a pretty high recruit, you know what I mean? He was obviously a Georgia defensive lineman, so that's going to be a high level recruit. But yeah, I wonder if we're going to get the story behind why he's part of this, right? It seemed like the specific event or program had more to do with stories than performance, because again, they were talking about the weeks leading up to release is when this event was going to be going on. So it's not going to be about the players' performances during the season, because this is happening prior to the season. So just something interesting. Okay, so this program's pretty dope. This is going to be ICYMI, in case you missed it. So in case you missed it, we'll bring you up to speed on the last decade of college football, whether it's the 2013 miracle for Auburn, UCF's perfect 2017 season, or Alabama's title redemption against Clemson. You'll get a chance to look back at these moments as we look forward to college kickoff. This program will feature players who had these iconic moments and that led their schools to victory and bowled out. So what I was just wondering is, why even limit this or this concept to the past decade? Why not just have it be iconic moments throughout college football history, right? Like we could have Jadeveon a Clowney card for when he decapitated that Michigan player, or we could have a Chris Davis, returner card for the kick six. We could have a Jalen Milroe 4th and 31 card. We could have a Samaje Perine card for, whenever he broke the FBS rushing record. I don't know, they just keep coming to me, but, pause. We're going to move on with that, actually. That's wild. But, so we have a Joey Bosa card here, and it says National Champion on the card, but it's not really explaining what the iconic moment is, unless it might just be the national championship, which is like, that is iconic, but I thought it was going to be a little more specific from how they were explaining it. You get what I'm saying? I didn't think it would just be like they won the national championship. But still, as you can see, this is a good card. This is 85 overall, which is I believe is the highest that we've seen yet. So just nice to get eyes on the card. I mean, 80 speed, that was like faster than some of the DBs we were seeing on the cards earlier. So yeah, this is going to be a very, very good card. And I just think it's, once again, a cool concept for a series of cards. Okay, this is kind of where I get pumped. I'm not gonna lie to you, because now we're talking about the GOATs, right? We're talking about the legends. All right, legendary All-Americans will be returning to campus and be highlighted during launch week. With college football returning, we also wanted to honor some of the legends that made us fall in love with the game. With legendary players showing up every week, this is going to be an exciting time in college football Ultimate Team, and you will have an opportunity to see how the GOATs of the past match up against today's stars. And just listen, they had the nerve to pull out the old Miami Ray Lewis on us. You can't tell me that shit don't look clean. You can't tell me it. I ain't gonna hear that. That's wild. That is beautiful. The card looks great. 85 overall. Just knowing that we got the legends, man. The legends in this shit's crazy. I don't understand how, like, if you're a real college football fan, how you can look at this and not be excited. Like, for real though. Unless the only reasonable excuses you can look at this and not be fucking pumped is if you're a Florida fan, a Florida State fan, or Ray Lewis fucked your mother. There's no other reasonable excuse to not be absolutely pumped right now seeing this shit. But yeah, just knowing we got the legends. Like, I know they told us earlier that we got the legends, but now seeing it and knowing that's gonna be during launch week, I don't know. Like I said, I don't usually play Ultimate Team, but your boy might have to be getting in there. I might have to be getting in there just a little bit. You know, when I need a little break from my dynasty, I might be getting in there. Okay guys, that's it. That is 5 things that you needed to know about college football Ultimate Team. And listen, I'm a working man. This shit takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I'd appreciate if you were to just give that goddamn like button a little clicky click, even that subscribe button, bro. If you like this shit, guess what? I ain't stopping. I've been grinding out these videos. I've been appreciating the support, yo. Y'all been actually turning up for me, and I appreciate that, because I don't expect nothing. I just kind of do this for fun, and when people actually enjoy it, that's just cool to me. That's just cool to me. But listen, one more time. This is the second time. Like and subscribe if you like this shit, because I ain't stopping. I'm still grinding, and I'm gonna be back real soon. And by real soon, I mean tomorrow. And tomorrow we get the ratings, and you already know I'm gonna be discussing. So yeah, I appreciate you for watching, and I'm gonna be back real soon. But later.